good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Showing myself, Fox, you're on the panel tonight as a one and only Bridgeman. And Rudy Bear. How we doing, gents?
Evening, Ox. Evening, Bridgeman.
Hi, good evening to you two guys on the panel. Huge good evening to you guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening. A big welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, Rudy?
Aye, good. Aye, everything's fine here. Looking forward to the game tomorrow evening. Looks like it'll be on this time, eh? I know we're going to get some more bad weather, a wee bit of snow and possibly a bit of ice. But it looks like they'll get
in January, eh?
I know, yeah. Especially in Scotland, mate, eh?
Uh-huh.
But it looks like they've got the tent out, you know. Apparently you can grow bananas inside that big bubble thing that they've got. So, the game should be on. It shouldn't be a problem tomorrow. So, looking forward to it.
All right. Is there money in bananas?
Well, there would be, I would imagine so.
Is that how they call them? Fifes bananas?
Fifes. Good one. Good one.
How are you, Bridge?
All right, pal. All right. Aye. As far as the Cowdenbeath game's concerned, I'm much like Rudy Bear. Based on what you hear in the news, everybody's happy. The pitch looks good, but somebody sent a photo into one of the wee groups that we're in with it, and it showed the what do you call it, the covering, but it wasn't blown up at the time, you know. It was blown up yesterday, but it wasn't blown up today. So on that photo anyway. So and it was covered with snow, but they're happy. That's the main thing. They're happy.
Right.
I think it's shocking. Shocking.
Sorry, we did that first time round, but anyway, we move on. It's gave us a game tomorrow night to talk about Rudy.
Aye. And we don't want to be slipping up tomorrow, do we, really? You know, I mean, take the wind out the sails again after a good performance on Sunday against Livingston, you know. And I don't imagine, you know, we should have any problems there.
You watch for all the banana skins in that tent.
Yeah, aye, well, there you go then. But it shouldn't be a problem, Ox, really, in all honesty, you know. We've got the quality there, and they acquit themselves the way we know they can. It shouldn't be a problem, really.
Move on to an away tie at Bridgeman.
Yeah, and we've got to, obviously, we've had it, providing we do well tomorrow night, that gives us a wee bit momentum and prove that we can still do it, a bit of belief in ourselves. And we'll go down to Rugby Park and we'll show them how we can really play. So we'll not be any kid on then. We'll be really playing then. We'll see what happens then.
And mollocate them.
Well, that's what we're looking for, a bit of mollication, then a good pumping. If we can get that far, I'll still take a 1-0.
Enough about your coating, Bridge.
I know. It's a shocker, isn't it?
It's a good one for it.
Mollocate, man, he was pretty, wasn't he?
He's like it. No, who am I to say? I wouldn't say that, Bridge, man. I wouldn't say that.
Oh dear.
But it should be, in all honesty, fairly comfortable for us tomorrow. It shouldn't, you know, there should be no anxiety about going there to play Cowdenbeath at the end of the day, you know. One of Big Ulster's favourite teams, favourite matches. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't really be a problem, you know. There should be no problem with it.
Yeah, you would think, you know.
Do you think the Cup's still got the... Do you think the Cup's still got the same curiosity that it had, Rudy?
Well, I would take it this season, to be honest. I think it probably has. I'm not so sure about the League Cup, though. I mean, the League Cup semi-final against Aberdeen was a huge disappointment for us, wasn't it? You know, we could have had another day at Hampden, and there's no telling what might have happened, you know, in the final at Hampden. But as far as the Scottish Cup goes, I still think it's a big tournament. I think it's to be taken seriously. You know, it's something that we've won numerous times. I think we've actually won the League Cup more than the Scottish Cup, but you know, it's the National Cup competition, so I think you've got to take it seriously. You know, I don't imagine that Steven Gerrard tomorrow night will chuck a load of youngsters into the side or anything daft like that, really. You know, he'll want to make sure we don't slip up in it. You know, it's the Scottish Cup. You know, it'd be great to have a end of season bash at Hampden, wouldn't it? You know, I think you should take it seriously, Ox. I think it's still got the same kind of. There's still the same atmosphere surrounds the Scottish Cup as probably has always done, you know.
All right, what be your own opinion, Bridge? And just out of curiosity, no being rude, Bridge, when I say this, what's your first Scottish Cup memories, mate?
Oh my God, Scottish Cup memories. There was a huge match at Hampden. Went to the final at Hampden. What was that? Was that the Kai Hansen game?
66.
We drew nothing each. So nothing each or one each, and then the replay we scored. Kai Hansen scored his famous goal. I think that's the way it worked anyway. But we played them so many times. Sorry?
That was 66, mate.
That's my best memory, of the Scottish Cup.
That would be your first, mate.
Probably not. I can't remember, to be perfectly honest. I remember...
Rudy would have been at that game.
That'll be right.
Well, I would suggest it would be probably around about 63, 64 would be the first games I went to in the Scottish Cup and the League Cup. I love the League Cup as well. And I think now, still like them. I like Rangers to be involved in these major competitions. We should be a force to be reckoned with in any of these competitions. And the Cups, our record is made up of a whole load of these Cup wins. And was it Rudy that was saying we got more League Cup than the Scottish Cup? Well, it used to be when I was a bit younger that Celtic had more League Cups. They were better in the League Cup than the Scottish Cup. So we always did well in the Scottish, did better than them in the Scottish Cup. But I think 62, 63, 64, Rangers played them. It must have been every game, every competition, in cup competition, we played them at Hampden. And then it seemed to be a draw, and then we were back at Hampden again. I just can't remember. I can't remember the actual times, But it was great feelings anyway. Most assuredly, great walks all the way down to Hampden, down through the Gorbals and across the river. Marvellous. Get a train home. Drinking cheap wine. Wow, just good stuff, And Hampden was good then.
27 Scottish Cup wins, 33 Scottish Cup wins, and 27 League Cup wins. Remember, the League Cup never started to just about when you were born, really, 47, mate. And so the Scottish Cup's been going for a lot longer. But if people want to join us and they've got some memories on particular games in the Scottish Cup, it'd be great to hear from them. What's the number, Rudy?
The Showman 41356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Bridge?
They can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and Fox will bring you in. If it's not Fox, then True Blue. It's Old School Blue. He'll look after you. I think he's still got an assistant down there. She might bring you in. I don't know if the
assistant's will be right, unless he gets a better offer, mate.
All right, okay. By the way, just to say to you, Skipper's just reminding me there, it was 1963 and 66, the 66 finals, and we beat them 3-0 and things like that. It just seemed a continuous 3-0 win to me, It all just runs into each other.
That was that wine, mate.
That was that wine,
We'll be joined by our first caller evening. It's James Tavernier Loyal. Evening, Travel Rock, how we doing, mate?
Hi, Travel.
Hello there, guys. How you doing?
Hi, Travel.
Travel, you've been a wee bit younger and a more modern thinker in football. What's your sort of first memories of the Scottish Cup?
Well, before I start that, you're a right wee monkey with all these banana jokes, aren't you, tonight? You're really on the ball.
It just came out. It was Rudy, you know what I mean? I didn't like your 5-1 myself, but that just, you know what I mean?
Well, my first memory of the Scottish Cup was probably a horrible one, and I think that was the Adrian Sprott day.
Hamilton, January 86, 87.
I was there.
87.
I was there.
But my greatest memory would be the Lovencrans goal. Cup final, last minute. That was just amazing. Remember the 3-2 game?
Aye. I thought that Ferguson was outstanding that day. Ferguson.
I could always take it back to a proper captain's performance, but you know why that would go. So we'll just continue to focus on Peter Lovencrans finishing that chance. And I just remember being, I don't know, 6-7 rows from where I started by the time the celebrations had finished. It was fantastic. It mean,
I think you're quite right, mate. I think you'd never get a performance like that out of Lee Wallace. Is that right, Rudy?
Oh, don't draw me into this. Don't draw me into this.
Anyway, I'm heading to Leeds tomorrow night, so I don't want to see an Adrian Sprott type performance.
You know what the most annoying thing about that game? That game we made a bit of history. We broke some clean sheet record. And for about the first 60 minutes, I think that's what it was always about. We were past the boss sideways.
That's Woods, wasn't it?
Aye, and then they scored, and it was panic stations. We couldn't score.
Aye, funny that how these record things, they seem to just dominate something, and realistically we should have just went there and played a normal game. Would have probably took 3 or 4 off of them that day, but it wasn't nice. But aye, that was probably my first one.
The first game in '86.
Aye, well, first game I was at. I mean, so a first Scottish Cup tie attended. Maybe in '86. I was 13-year-old.
I thought you were older than that,
87?
Travel. I thought you were older than that, honestly.
Have you seen his picture, Rudy?
No, yeah. Honestly, I don't know why. I did. I thought that you were older.
Rudy,
when you see his picture, you'll think he's older than that, Rudy.
Rudy, I'm proud to say that I bring the average age of this group down. And then when I'm stood beside him, I bring it down even further. So
the only average you bring down is the height when you're standing next. He's only one of the group that calls me Big Ox, Rudy.
I'm sitting here thinking, 86. Wait a minute. 86, how did that happen?
Rudy, I'll be 46 on Thursday.
All right. Well, happy birthday.
I tell you what, when we were doing newspapers, he was delivering the yellow pages.
Well, happy birthday when it arrives, Travel.
Well, I'm hoping the team give me a wee early present tomorrow night. So
I'm sure.
I'm up in Aberdeen now, and the weather through here on the East Coast is nothing like what they're getting through on the West Coast. So I'm hoping that Fife isn't as bad as my missus is sending me pictures of the snow and all that we're getting down in Ayrshire. So, but up here, when I suppose it was snowing on Sunday night, Monday morning, but it's not been too bad since then. So hopefully the East Coast just isn't as bad as what the West Coast is. So.
Well, they seem pretty confident that the game's going to go, and they've got that heated tent thing now, haven't they, and stuff like that.
Aye. It's good that we're working with them to hopefully get the game on. And I've seen some pictures underneath that tent, and it looks the playing surface does look great. And even though I'd started the journey through to Cowdenbeath, I have no problems at all with them calling the game off the last time. If there's any chance a poor surface that could potentially injure a player, then that decision is going to be argued with. And
100%.
have a problem with that. And I mean, you look at, we've lost somebody like Jamie Murphy due to a playing surface, and we could have lost that boy for the season. Hopefully we might get him back for a few games towards the end, but I'd hate to think that something like that could have happened to a Defoe or Davis in their first game. You know, it wouldn't have been pleasant. So I think this player safety is more important than some players and some pies moaning, you know.
Listen, I've just did a PM. Travel's first job was a lamplighter, Bridgeman.
Stop teasing them, but that's funny.
Anyway, we've been joined by GFK.
Evening, guys.
By the way, I have to say,
I'm just picturing Travel Rog walking about with that wee ladder and a bag of bulbs, you know. Sorry, Travel.
Oh dear. How you doing, guys? All right?
All right, GFK. Scottish Cup memories, mate. Your early ones.
My earliest one I can remember is 1960, and it was a defeat. Hearts beat us that day. I think it was Donald Ford that scored.
Oh, he was a good player, mate.
I might be wrong. But it was 1968. I think it wasn't 67 because we know what happened in 67 when Berwick Rangers knocked us out. I'm sure it was 68 or 69. I was about 11 or 12 at that time, so...
Right.
There you go.
And the world that came to an end,
What's came to an end, me?
No, the world when we get knocked out of the cup.
Of course it does. Everything comes to that end, mate. When Rangers get beat, everything comes to an end. We all feel like that. Just listen what Travel Rugby saying, and I've got friends that stay through in Fife, right, through that area, and they say that the snow's battering down out there. While the stadium might be okay, it seems that the surrounding areas could be pretty drastic for tomorrow, so we'll need to wait.
We will get an up-to-date report. I'll put Fox on the case. We'll speak to our Fife correspondent as we on the show, yeah?
Well, that's good, but I'm hoping that's not the case. Stevie Gerrard did, I know you'll be playing his presser later on, but he did have, the question was asked him today regarding the conditions outside the stadium. So looking forward to tomorrow night, guys, and I'm sure the game will be on. See what kind of team the gaffer plays.
Well, we'll get maybe a clue in that.
Yeah, later on, yeah. So,
Jim, a question for you. I give it the same question, you and Travel Rug. Is the cup, is it still got the curious it once had, or do you think modern football's took away? It's all about leagues now, what you qualify and money. Is that became important, or is that only maybe an English trait?
No, I think the Scottish Cup's got that still got that glamour in the history of winning it, because obviously you do gain entry to one of the European competitions, or the European competition now, because there used to be, there was two, the Cup Winners' Cup, as we already know about, we were champions of that in 1972. But I think next year it's still a magic cup to go and play for. It's got that same as about the David FA Cup down there. They try to build it up to something big, and we are trying to do that as well. But I think the magic of the Scottish Cup, it's a cracking day out. If you manage to get the cup final, no matter who you are, it's a great day out in the sun. Middle of May at Hampden. I know Hampden's a bit it is a dump, but we've got to stand for the whole game, etc. But it's the occasion, and especially if we were up against the puddle drinkers or the shaggers and that. But I think, it's obviously the league's first and the Scottish Cup second. But yeah, it'd be great to win it. For me, if we were going to win any silverware out with the league, it'd be the one I'd want to win out with the League Cup. If I did two cups, I'd rather win the Scottish Cup than the League Cup. But I think there's still a bit of magic to it.
All right, fair enough. It will be yourself, Travel.
Anybody that says that the Scottish Cup has lost its lustre or isn't as important, I'll quite happily take their cup final ticket off them. There's no doubt for me. I love a day out in May. Hopefully a wee bit of sunshine. And I've had some cracking days at Hampden. And I know JFK saying it's ham dump and all that. Again, I'll quite happily go to Hampden because I've got cracking memories of going there and watching us winning cup finals. So,
no, Travel, I agree with you in that aspect, mate, and 100% what you're saying there. It is a dump, but still, you're right. It's a day out in the sun, going to see your team. But I just threw that wee bit in there. It is a dump, but it's great memories, mate. Great memories. You're right.
See on that subject, I enjoy going to Hampden. I think Hampden's a decent day out. I don't have a problem. I'm not going to get uptight about. I don't go and watch Scotland, so it doesn't.
No, I'm a same.
But those wee couple of days a year where you can get a day out to Hampden, I quite happily take that. Yeah. Fair enough, getting to the ground's crap and all the rest of it, but there's nothing better than walking for your bus. And we've just shut the roads off, and we're just all marching towards Hampden, and you all get to that shoot. It's like, you know where we met before, Ox and all that. See, just standing there, it gets you right. It gets you right, buzzing. It's something that's different. So I'm no one of these ones that wants to shut the National Stadium down. I'm quite happy to keep it because it gives us some different for a day.
No, I'd like it revamped in some way. I agree with you there, Traveller. I'm just thinking my old legs now can't do 90 minutes of stoning, mate. That's just apart from that, I 100% agree with you. I wouldn't shut Hampden down. I know I've called it Ham Dump, but if they've got plans to do something to refurbish it to make it a bit more comfortable for going to the games. But yeah, the memories I've got of going to Hampden that I'll love me forever. The cup wins and the highs and the lows. You're right, mate. And the marching up to the game with the thousands of bells, you can't whack that. You're 100%.
And I'll tell you another thing, JFK. If we get to a cup final and the Rotters on the in it, and there was no Hampden, they'd send us to Celtic Park, and I'd sooner go to Hampden than go there to watch us playing in a cup final.
I agree with that.
Every day of the week, Trevor.
Yeah, you better believe it.
How did you enjoy tramping through the pissing? Or
I also think, as far as the Scottish Cup itself as a tournament's concerned, it's also the last opportunity of the season to pick up some silverware. And if you've won the league title, it's just the cherry on the cake, really. The Scottish Cup.
Even treble, Rudy.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. But as I say, it's the last opportunity to pick up silverware. So that's, that in itself makes it important, I mean, if you offered me a Scottish Cup final ticket right now, travel like yourself, I'd bite your hand off for it, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
Bite your hand off for it.
You mind you were asking us, Oxter, about when my first memory of a cup final. Strangely enough, I have to say this, my first memory of a cup final was I was actually with Clyde. My dad took us, and that was in 57-58 cup final. Clyde beat Hibs 1-0.
What kind of game was that, JFK? Was that a good game?
It's probably like Bridgeman. I mean, I remember going to sit at Shawfield or stone at Shawfield.
Yeah, me too.
And I tell you, you can go anywhere in the world to go and see any football, but you'll never experience it like Shawfield. That right, Bridgeman?
Yeah, Shawfield was for a wee kiddie. I was just a wee kiddie, And my old man or my grandfather always took us up until I got to about 8, and then I was let loose on the big wide world. Right. And I used to go up to Shawfield and ask the guy, can I sell your programmes for you and steal half the money and all that crap,
Then the crime empire.
There we go. The
truth
came out the
end there. You the sort of, what do you call them? The onion bags or the carrot bags in your pocket. You picked up the bottles at the end and carried 2 bags out the stadium. Hey, mister, going to give us a lift hour,
It was a cracking stadium to go and watch a football. It was a surreal experience.
Yeah.
But it was, I must admit, I'd been there many times before they shut it down in Clyde Moo, but I really did enjoy going to it. And I know I'm on about Hampden, but I'm like I say, I'm one of the old school. I stood in every ground in Britain nearly, but Shawfield was an experience.
Yeah, it was different.
Aye, man. So if people want to join us, as we said, give their thoughts on the morning night's game. What's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online where we'll be brought in a call with Fox and Old School Blue. Listen, I think it's only right before we start talking about the team tomorrow night. We're here for the gaffer. Is that all right with you, boys?
Yeah. On you go.
Yep.
So if you don't mind going on mute, we're here for your manager, Stephen Gerrard, NBE.
Have you had a pitch report?
Yes, so far so good. Game's on as we sit here, so really looking forward to it. Disappointing last week when we got the majority of the way down there, and we'd already had pre-match and all the preparation gone into it, and then to get it called off was a big disappointment for us. But fingers crossed it goes ahead, and hopefully we can get a good cup tie.
I guess the only question might be kind of public safety, because there's meant to be more snow.
Well, that's the most important thing. If the public are not safe, of course we totally understand if it was to be called off a game, but hopefully that's not the case, and I think it'd help both teams and the SFA if it goes ahead and the fixture can be complete.
I think the way in which the team played on Sunday and the guys who you brought in and the way they played, you have a nice dilemma now in terms of who to pick.
Yeah, but I have that all the time. We've got a big squad full of talented players, and everyone's pushing, everyone wants to play. The atmosphere and the spirit in the group is fantastic. That's the difficult part for me, but that's how I want it. I want them dilemmas and them headaches in all positions if possible, and that's certainly the case at the moment.
Do you approach this game any differently than you do a Premiership game?
Not really. I still want the same standards, the same attitude and mentality. I think that's where you come unstuck in these ties if you get complacent and think you can just turn up at places like Cowdenbeath and expect to win. That's when you face difficulties. We know we're going to get the best Cowdenbeath. When the draw was made, I'm sure there was a lot of smiles and excitement around their dressing room, and this is a fixture they've been looking forward to, so we're going to expect the best Cowdenbeath, and we need to respect that.
Do the surroundings and the facilities make any difference to a player, or is it just that's a pitch? And
I think that's probably more of a question for Nico and the boys, to be honest. For me, it's not. It's another important game. It's a target for us that we wanna go and compete for this cup. You know, and if we want the so-called glamorous ties further down the line at Hampden, we have to go to places like Cowdenbeath and deliver.
Is it nice knowing who you get in the next round before you play it?
It's not the focus. The focus is Cowdenbeath. As I say, we're very respectful of them, and their manager. I'm sure he's going to have a game plan that will make it complicated for us. So I think that'd be a schoolboy error to focus on the next round before you've faced Cowdenbeath.
How's Conor Clogson's fitness, and if he's available for Wednesday, would you be likely?
He's not available. He's not available.
Do you have a timescale for him?
Yes and no. So the medical department haven't given me an exact day, but at the same time, he's not too far away. But if I gave you a game, I'd be guessing.
I saw Graham Dorrans was at the game on Sunday. Do you have a point that you think you can get him involved or on from the bench at some point? Is he near?
Graham's training today for the first time with the team, which is great for us. We'll be patient with him because he's missed a lot of football and been out a long time. Graham's been to every one of our games. He's followed the team. He's very interested. He's desperate to get back, which is also good to see from a manager's point of view. So yeah, the challenge for Graham now is, can he get himself fit and match sharp and come in ready to push the lads that are in the starting 11 and in the 18.
Where are you with signings with only a few days to go? I know you said on Friday there was a work permit for Matt Polster. Is he?
Yeah, I think that could be announced at any time. I think he's travelled to France to get the work permit application complete, so that'll be announced maybe today, maybe tomorrow, but we're confident that one will happen. Besides that, there's nothing really else to say.
The guys you've got in pre-contracts are very much going to stay like that and they'll come in the summer?
Where we sit right here, yeah, we assume that Glenn and Jordan will join us next season.
On Sunday he said that there have been no concrete offers tabled for any of your players yet. Has that changed since then?
No.
Are you looking for maybe some of the guys who haven't got as much game time?
This is a Cowdenbeath press conference as well, just to remind you.
Absolutely. Are you looking for some of the guys who haven't been getting game time to maybe play on Wednesday or go out on loan before the window closes Thursday?
Yes, young Jordan Rossiter, there's a good, strong possibility he could go out on loan. He's speaking to a couple of different clubs, and hopefully we can get him out for the boys' sake to go and play and get regular games. You know, he's missed a lot of football, so I'm hoping to find the right solution for Jordan to go and get more game time. So that could be announced in the coming days. I don't expect anyone else to go anywhere.
Just actually about Nico, obviously came in for start for a while and getting to help keep a clean sheet at a difficult place as well. You're pleased with what you saw?
Yeah, I thought it was a very strong, commanding performance from Nico. I think it was the similar performance to the run of games he had at the beginning of the season when he was very commanding and in top form. He's come back after the winter break and worked ever so hard and really pushed me into playing him. And I gave him an opportunity at the weekend and he certainly grabbed it with both hands, so credit to him.
Nico, was it good to be back in the team? I mean, obviously you're determined to stay there now.
Yeah, it's really good to be there and get that win with the guys after a long time. But the manager said I was working hard and preparing myself to get a chance. I know that the chance will come at the time, so I'm happy to get a clean sheet, get 3 points and stay in the race for the first place.
Do you learn a lot when you go out the team? Do you have to look at maybe what you can do better and work on that and make sure you're ready to come back?
Yeah, I learn every day. I look at Conor Golson, I look at Gary McCauley. They have a lot of experience to work with the staff, with the gaffer. So every day is a new chance to learn something new, to improve yourself. So, yeah.
Otherwise, this is your first trip to Cowdenbeath. Have you had any similar kind of experiences in cup competitions before you came to Rangers?
Yeah, it's a lot of places like that in Croatia and Bosnia. So when I was a younger player, a lot of places like that, bad pitch. But like a manager said, that's also that's the most important game for us now. So everyone today play football, everyone train. That's a great chance for them to make some sensations. So we need to go there and push 100% to go to the next round.
Any other team news?
No, I think we've covered it all. There's no fresh knocks from the weekend, so we're going in with a healthy squad.
Well, thanks for that, lads. We're all back.
Yep.
Bring your best cow to Beetha. I love that. How Fox would have turned up with a new set of Nashers.
By the way, the cushy number in the lobby says that Katic sounds like the Kurgan from the Highlander.
I believe cushy numbers in hiding. I think he's got a stalker.
I've said cushy.
He's got a real deep voice, hasn't he? Well, obviously Goldston's no fit. I think personally, maybe Saturday, maybe even next Wednesday, he might appear. Maybe bruising. I believe it's deep bruising. The issue with Connor, and it's one of the ones you don't know how long it's going to take to hide because the bruising's inside the bone bridge.
Yeah, these are very difficult ones, and it's just time. It just takes time. And I think the way the twin centre halves played on Sunday there was commendable, and we shouldn't be trying to rush them in too quickly because I think the young what do you call him, Katic was playing really, really well at the back along with Worrell, and I dare say Macaulay will be back available again. So I wouldn't want to rush him too much. Although I like him, I prefer him in our centre back position. I think he's a good player for us.
Well, we'll see. I think he's been the most consistent in a lot, but it's new for somebody to maybe go and make a name for himself. But there wasn't a lot in the press conference as such there, Rudy, but Jordan Rossiter maybe getting out on loan. I think that's the right thing for the boy.
I mean, it's been such a shame for Jordan Rossiter in his time at Rangers. You know, he's been blighted with injury after injury, the boy. And I think it's a real shame for us as well because I think there's a real player there, Ox. I really like him, you know. Good old-fashioned sort of tough tackling type midfielder, you know, and I just I don't think we've seen anywhere near what he's capable of, really. So for him to go out and get a bit of football somewhere, it makes sense, really, doesn't it? I mean, what's the point in having him occasionally sitting on the bench and training, you know, where he could be good, getting minutes somewhere, you know, and then come the summer you can have a look at him again and see where he stands come the summertime, you know. I don't know, there was somebody mentioned the other night, there's a wee rumour kicking about that he might be Motherwell. I wouldn't want to see him go to Motherwell. Honestly, I despise that club. And the last thing I'd want to see is Jordan Rossiter playing for them, you know. But, you know, I don't get to make that decision, unfortunately. He does that with his agent, I suppose. But makes sense for him to go out and get some minutes on the field because that's what he needs. And he's certainly not going to get into the Rangers team just to, you know, there's quite a few midfielders in the squad that's ahead of him. So, makes sense, Ox. Don't have a problem.
Where do you think he was going to? Where do you think he should go then, Rudy? Down to England somewhere?
Somebody said the other. I think it was Boswell said down to England. I would rather see him go down to England.
Me too.
I don't want to, you know, see any of our players that, you know, very few Scottish clubs I'd like to see any of young players that, you know. I think he'd get a better standard as well if he was down South Tay, you know, if we could get him into one of the championship clubs or something like that, possibly. Mm. But it's up to him and his agent and the club, isn't it? You know, to come in an arrangement with somebody. I just think Motherwell, you know, Steve Ross, I've said this before, they bring absolutely nothing to the Scottish Premiership, in my opinion. Nothing. They're a team full of thugs and their football is absolute dross to watch. And I wouldn't want to see Jordan Rossiter being ruined by Steve Robinson, in all honesty. I just don't want him there.
All right, so JFK the morning night, the gaffer never really gave us a lot or clues of what the team would be? What's your own thinking?
It was more upbeat, obviously, than the last presser, Ox here. I mean, he never gave anything away at all, you know. Answered the questions the way he always does, with a lot of confidence and that, but he gave nothing away, you know. He told them, well, I mean, we're looking forward to the game, blah, blah, blah. So, obviously, we'll all have a wee go at our teams later on and that, but the Jordan Ross sort of thing for me, that it's gathering momentum. Maybe our roving reporter, Fox, can find out, but there's a lot of things happening on Facebook and other forums and that, and Twitter, that there might be Jordan Ross might be used as a makeshift with for Kamara. There's £50,000 seemingly been spoke about that they're looking for to bring Kamara or send Kamara to Rangers before the window shuts on the 31st. I don't know if that's just the usual Facebook and Twitter rubbish and that, but maybe, as I say, my Rome reporter can find out. Like Rudy there, I wouldn't send anybody to Motherwell. They're just a bunch of hammer throwers and that, and the hatred I've got for them as well. Rudy is the same as you, mate. I just don't like them at all. Never have liked them. But I just hope if we send Rossard somewhere, I would rather he went down south, and I think he could probably find a decent championship or even a League One team in England. Some of the football, I've been watching the League One football in England only because Boyd Docherty's been playing for them down there, so in Shrewsbury. So I've been quite keen to watch some of the football, and there's some decent players down there and some decent football. So, but again, it's as you said, Rudy, it's up to his agent. Yeah. But we never get anything for the presser at all. Yeah, it was just a usual run of the mill thing. So we'll see what happens later on when he picks his team.
Do you not think that they were only interested in getting some information about transfers at him? And they had to remind them this is a Cowden beat one, you know.
There was no controversy at the Livingston game. We saw. I watched Hingme, Stadler and Waldorf on the TV the other night there, and they had nothing to complain about against Rangers on the BBC, and they brushed there everything that good that Rangers done, and that was it. But you're right, Rudy. Sorry, Bridgeman. You know, there's no controversy, so they don't want to speak about Rangers, and if they try to bring in stories and stupid questions that don't mean nothing. So the gaffer dealt with it well. Big Katic, they heard me, but he needs some elocution lessons.
That's the first time I've ever heard somebody from Crawford Street telling something elocution.
well, we can speak quite posh when we want to.
Listen to that. Listen to that. You wouldn't even know it was you, JFK.
Oh, I know. Ivy Roberts with Drumchapel to Partick.
If I was Big Katic, I'd be on the phone just too, pulling me up.
And someone says to you, do you mind?
You mind if I crowbar this window open, please?
Is this your house? That's shocking. Stop that, JFK. Stop
that. Travis never really gave us much away about the team's going to be. So, what's your thinking, mate?
I'd like to think he goes with a team that started at the weekend. Obviously, McCrory can't play, but
who would you bring in for McCrory?
I'd probably put. Have a look at putting Koulibaly in there.
All right, would you maybe put Jack and then move Davis in?
No, because I don't really want to disturb. I thought Ryan Jack's playing better when he's got somebody that can let Ryan Jack go that wee bit forward.
All right, okay.
When Ryan Jack's not got that position, I think he's a better attacking player than we give him credit for.
Who would you have at right back? Who would you have at right back tomorrow night?
Who's trying to right back?
I'm just asking you, who would you have at right back?
Tavernier.
And left back?
Barisic.
Still no place against Cowden Beef for Lee Wallace,
mate. All I'm wanting to see is the same team try and keep as much consistency as possible.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that'll happen, or do you think there'll be?
I don't think that'll happen, but that's what I would like to see. I would just like us to see it's playing the same team, try and keep as consistent a team as possible.
Yeah.
Build a bit of confidence.
Who would play Morelos on the panel? Yes or no answer? Yeah, just yes or no.
I'd play Morelos.
I would. Yeah.
Can't drop him. Need to play him.
Reg?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you have to play him. He's Mr. Magic at the moment, isn't he? He's the greatest magic.
He's had most of our teams. I think everybody sitting here tonight is thinking, no, there will be changes somewhere. Probably, obviously, there'll be changes in the midfield and that, but there might be one more change up front, and that would be me. You might put Middleton in there instead of Kent to give him a wee bit of rest. The Candy man, he's got to play. He was star man the other night, and we've got to put Fred in there. And the back four, I wouldn't change, but we've got to make a change in midfield. And I don't know if I'd play Koulibaly, but I think he probably might. But for me, it'd probably be Jack, Davis and Arfield. But he will never know. See what happens tomorrow.
Nothing would surprise me. The manager, good luck to him. I hope whoever he picks they do well for him and does. It wouldn't surprise me if he brought in both Defoe and Davis in the team, both in the team somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if he rested a number of players because there's been a couple of big games there, a loss and a win. So personally speaking, I hope he plays the strongest team he's got available to him for the rest of the season. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see people getting rested.
I would make as little change as possible.
Yeah.
I think Katic and Barisic acquitted themselves pretty well on Sunday. And I also think they need the game time as well. So I wouldn't go messing about with the back four and play the same back four. Possibly Guy Weza run it tomorrow night. Guy McGregor, a wee thingy on the bench.
Interesting point, aye.
Maybe Guy Weza go because he's done fairly well. He's done well for his Wes whenever he's played. He's done okay.
Even that bounce made a couple of good saves.
He certainly did. Aye, so he's done okay, Wes. So maybe start with Wes tomorrow. That's maybe you want as far as the defence and the goalie goes. One change for me would be Wes. As far as midfield, unfortunately, young McCrory's suspended. So I think I'd go with Koulibaly, Jack, and Arfield. As I say, as little change as possible. I'd probably even go with Kent tomorrow as well, and definitely Candace without a shadow of a doubt, and Morelos up front. And I think if you get to half time and you're cruising in the game, and hopefully 3-0 up by half time, you then allow some changes then at half time, possibly where you bring Davis on and Defoe and let them get another 45 minutes under their belt, But as little change to the starting 11 as possible for me, really.
The greatest striker we had, he didn't bother whether he scored against the Rotters or if he scored against Stenhousemuir or Dundee, Super Ali, didn't mind where he scored a goal. And I think Morelos has got that same attitude. Doesn't matter who he's playing against, he just
wants to score.
Mm-hmm. You can't drop Morelos. I mean, I know 100%. I mean, you've got to play him. He's a goal scorer. He's a predator and he wants to score goals. So it doesn't matter who we're playing tomorrow. Play Morelos. If he does manage to score a hat trick tomorrow, ask him how he wants a wee rest second half and bring Defoe. And as I said before the other night, guys, and you agree with me, Defoe's got to earn his stripes for Rangers, right? So Morelos is the man with the badge now, right? So he's a sheriff and the deputy's sitting on the bench, so he's got to wait and see what happens. Simple as that. So for me, it's got to be Morelos up front. I don't know if
Defoe in his peak could play the same role that Morelos plays for.
No, you're right.
No,
you're right.
He's a different type of forward. He's a different type of player. He's he'll not put in the work that Morelos puts in. And scrapping and fighting for everything. And Morelos, he's also great at holding the ball up and bringing the wingers in to play and stuff like that. You don't get that kind of performance after Defoe. He's a goal getter, Defoe.
Ruby, I was just about to say that you've got to remember that. Alfredo is only 22-year-old, and he plays like a 22-year-old. It's just unbelievable. And he's just got everything. The boy, he's got everything. The energy is incredible, and the build he's got on him. He's no Caldwell Buffalo for nothing, is it?
Wow. No, but you're right about the difference in Bridgeman. That's why I'm saying if you're comfortable at half time, you're sitting there 3-0 up, then that's an opportunity to bring Defoe. And, he's a goal grabber. He's a poacher. That's what Defoe is. He might do nothing for about 40 minutes of the game, but he's liable to stick one in the back of the net. He took absolute pelters against after the result against Kilmarnock, but everybody seemed to forget the only Rangers goal of the game was scored by Defoe.
Absolutely.
And it was, it was a poacher's goal. It was a poacher's goal. That's what he's built his career on. Poaching. So
it might be really how things could be different if we'd have stumbled through and won 1-0. People would say, "Oh, what?"
Yeah.
What? We never even spoke about Lafferty there, did we? I don't even know if he's injured or not.
He was sitting the other day, wasn't he? He wasn't even in
He wasn't in the squad.
So he might be available for tomorrow night, for instance. Just the game time.
I think the problem
depends what the manager's going to do, of course. Sorry, Fox. Yeah.
I think the problem we've got with Lafferty, mate, he doesn't really fit into our system, does he?
No, he seems a bit out of place whenever
he's had chances, hasn't he? But he's no stamped himself in the team. So
put enough effort in travel rugby. Obviously, when you play up front, you're judged in the goals you score.
Aye.
Talking about top scorers, we've been joined by Fox. Evening, Fox.
Top scorer.
Evening, guys.
How are we doing, mate?
Aye, fine. Evening,
just
guys.
Quickly, what's your sort of first memories, Scottish Cup memories and that?
1965. Kai Johansson, the replay game. I was at both games, nothing each. The first game, Kai Johansson scored in the second.
Yes, I was at them, pal. I was at them.
Okay. All right, mate. Okay.
And that was in 65, 66. And I was at the one in 61, 61 or 62, 63. We won each and then 3-0. So we did very well. Against that mob. Just love it, by the way. I love talking about these things. That mob.
That was also a replay, wasn't it, Brad?
That's correct,
it was a draw, and then we beat them. I think it was 2 or 3-0 in the second game, aye.
And indeed it was 62, 63. It was 1 each and then 3-0. It just felt as if we beat everybody we played. We scored 3 goals against them. That's what it felt like, But to the one you were at, it was 0-0, and then the Kai Johansson one, with the greatest goal in the whole world, scored from 60 yards or something. Listen to me. Lit the place up, he did.
Box, what's your thinking of tomorrow night, team-wise? You had the manager?
I'm in agreement with most of the boys. I wouldn't change the back four, or I wouldn't even change the goalkeeper, to be honest with you. I think they've got to play together, and the more they learn each other's game, especially with the chopping and changing of the centre halves we've had, a settled back four would help the centre halves. Doesn't matter who you're playing. With Ross McCrory, I think Steve Davis will start. Up front, I've got a funny feeling we might get Gresdal on one wing and maybe Middleton on the other, and Defoe for me will definitely start. I think Morelos will be on the bench.
There you go. Anybody want to come back on that?
Is Gresdal fit?
I'm just assuming he's fit. He said there wasn't any injury worries, so I'm just assuming.
I think he's out with the Murphy and Dorrans, mate. Gresdal.
I'm sure he's still injured, Fox.
Is he? Fair enough, mate.
I think he is, mate. I think he is still. I think he's long term. Maybe another 4 or 5 weeks now.
Well, we might get a surprise with young Atakai or something like that coming in, mate. We might get one of the youths making an appearance.
I hope no. I think the lesson's been learned there. Let's go for it. Play our the full best team we can tomorrow night, and I would be. I'm not saying I'd be unhappy. I'd be surprised if Defoe starts again, and obviously I think Fred would be unhappy. He's a man in possession of the jersey, and the gaffer should stick by him. He should change other things when about. I'm like yourself. I wouldn't change the goalkeeper. I'd stick with McGregor. I think, keep that, and the back four would be the same. So your back five would be the same. Goalkeeper and back four, for me, stick it. The rest you can change a wee bit, apart from Fred and Candyman. Ryan Jack.
Does anybody think that Lee Wallace is worthy of a wee crack?
No, I think he's far out here.
I know you said earlier on, but I'm not dead sure whether we were
I was talking.
Nobody
I
said.
don't think we'd be fair in Lee Wallace, bringing him into Navy and putting in a game. I don't think that'd be right.
Yeah, well, you think they're giving him a wee punch, a wee crack? What's that? A wee
crack it again, you know?
Right, okay.
Well, I'm not for Rutherglen, remember. We don't do these things for Rutherglen and Castle Milk. No, I just wondered because, you talk about 10 minutes.
Andy Halliday appeared.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. Andy Halliday could be playing here in place of Ross McCrory easily, couldn't he? He could play defensive mid easy.
I hope no.
No, I hope no as well. I'm just saying, just throwing names in here, you know.
I know.
Just think of the guys that are in the first team pool. Who could and who would deserve a game? And it's sad that Lee Wallace, who's a talented purpose, is still in some people's eyes our club captain. It's sad that he's never mentioned and never involved at all.
I think he'd be better being involved in the deal with Kamara coming to Rangers if it could be worked. He could go up there and join Kenny and rejoin his old mate there, and I think it would be a good move for Lee Wallace.
I don't know if anybody would want him then. If we don't want to play him, why would someone else want him?
The boy's going to get his fitness, mate. I mean, he's hardly played a game in 2 years. Let's be really honest about it. He's hardly kicked a ball in 2 years. So he's got to be tough to go and get games under his belt and then start playing, unless he waits to pre-season and then he starts with the same as everybody else, doesn't he?
It's sad the way his career at Rangers is petering out, you know. So, I mean, I know other circumstances, Jerry would have been a mainstay. You know, he'd have been there at left back.
Travel wrong, I said this, but I think Lee Wallace has always come across as a decent lad.
I think it's best for him and the club if he moves on. Really,
I would agree with that.
Why is it the best for him?
Well, because he'll get
good enough travel.
He'll get time travel. He'll get time in a park if he goes to another club. He'll not get that at Rangers. I don't see him getting in ahead of Barisic, Halliday or Flanagan. Really, I mean, he'll get the occasional run out, possibly. You know, the occasional 20 minutes, possibly here or there if he's lucky, if he's really lucky. But for him, that's why I think it's best for him and all, because I think somewhere else, I think he'll get some proper game time. He'll not get that at Rangers.
All right, fair enough. But
it's not that I don't like him. You know, it's nothing to do.
In that position,
if it was me, I'd move on. I'd go somewhere else.
I know what I would do. I would wait for the next few months, take my £16,000 a week travel, then I'd move on. That's the reality, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a really good point. That he's not going to go. He's not going to throw away money if he can help it. I don't know how much he's on, by the way. I'm not agreeing with that, but whatever he's on, he's not going to get much better anywhere else other than doing a Premier League team, which I doubt very much he'll get there. But you know, it's just I just cast my mind back a couple of years, and we were so proud.
Went all the way down to the bottom of the Scottish leagues, and he stayed with the club all the way back up, and they can sense that there's maybe going to see a wee bit of success. No, that could be a Scottish Cup final. It could be potentially winning a league, and maybe he wants to hang about to be part of that because he stayed through his thick and thin when a lot of players didn't.
Yeah.
So I think people need to remember and try and show the guy a bit of respect for what he done. And fair enough, Ox, I see where you're coming from about taking the money and all that, but maybe there's a wee bit more to it than that. I
don't mean that in a nasty way. That's the reality of the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe there's family circumstances. Maybe he doesn't want to move away. Maybe he's settled. Maybe
there's all of that.
He doesn't want to upset that.
But Travel, can I just jump in there?
He's playing for the club. He's playing for the club that I love, that all you guys say you love. And if you're there and you want to be part of that club, why would you walk away from it? I'm sorry, if that's me in that position, Rudy, I asked you the same question. I wouldn't walk away from Rangers. I would stay there and fight for my place. If Andy Halliday, the same attitude as what you guys are saying, Andy Halliday away playing loan football somewhere else, maybe even a sign for a championship club or a first division club in England, but no, he stayed. He wanted to fight his corner. He's now getting back in the picture. Maybe Lee Wallace is looking at it and saying, maybe there's a chance for me.
But there's no...
Lee Wallace at no stage has come out and criticised your club.
Can
I just finish?
Oh, yeah, sorry, pal. Sorry, pal.
Spoke badly of our club. He has not come out and run to the papers with any stories about anything, right? That guy got assaulted on the football park at Hampden. Don't forget that. He's never came out and went to the press, done anything about stories about any of that. He has held our club with the greatest of credit and the greatest of respect. He has not done anything. He went in there and stood and argued with Graham Murray after that terrible performance somebody's had to watch, right? And he went in there and tried to defend our players and tell them it wasn't good enough. He got suspended by the club because he stood up to and fought for something he thought wasn't right.
Yeah.
No, you cannot say what he's like, but I don't care. If Lee Wallace stays there and sees out his career, I want to see him there. I want to see him picking up some silverware and getting a wee bit of glory because he stayed there when a lot of folk walked away. Don't ever forget that.
Chaborg, I don't think anybody's arguing your point, mate. You're 100% right. You know, I've got a lot of respect for Lee Wallace, you know, but I think what Oxchair said there, I mean, he named three players at least that he's behind. And that's worse than what Andy Halliday was, you know, in the pecking order. So, you know, as much as I love Lee Wallace, you know, I know he's a favourite of Oxchair's as well. But, I mean, the fact of the matter is whether he stays there or not is neither here nor there. He's never going to play for Rangers again. I can't see him play for Rangers again. I would like to see him play for Rangers again, but I can't see it happening. I just don't think that he's new. I think the situation is he's get tired with the sheety stick for Kenny Miller, and he's had to grin and bear it. He's on £14,000 to £16,000 a week. What man's going to walk away for that and go to Dundee or Motherwell? I would only get that in the Championship down in England, or the League One in England. So he's sticking out to see where he goes. Unfortunately, he's been tired, and he's going to have to just grin and bear it. He spoke up for it, what he felt he believed in, the same as we do, but it never worked for him. So, I mean...
Anyway, gentlemen, I'm sure we can carry this on, but get yourself a mute, because we're going to have a tune. We're back.
Aye,
indeed.
Tune.
A few tunes.
Three of them.
Aye, every tune was
some
a tune.
dancing in that lobby, Oxter. Some great dancing in the lobby. Marvellous.
I've just burst a couple of chandeliers throwing a stick about here. They don't believe that we have chandeliers in Drumchapel and Partick, Brisbane.
Superb. Oh, but wait, which room is the chandelier in? All rooms?
It's in the daddy's room.
In the daddy's room, I like it.
As is other things.
Yes, of course. Unspeakable things, Jimmy.
Yes, of course.
Can I just agree?
Will you still get that
guys
mirror in the ceiling, Jimmy?
Sorry, mate?
Will you still get that mirror in the ceiling?
Probably supposed to tell anybody about that. The last time you were up, you said you weren't going to... well, that's it. You just look.
He's not been up for years, Jimmy.
Can I just say that we were talking about Lee Wallace there, and I'm pleased to hear everybody saying and plaudits to him, because I think he was a fantastic servant for our club, and he did everything he could for us, and was a good captain, taking us through the lower leagues. It's just unfortunate things have happened. He had a bad injury, and it's taken him a long time to get back. Personally, I agree. I think it was Rudy that said there's a good chance that he may never play for us again. But I hope he goes out, his head held high, and really good, a good feeling in his heart about the Rangers. Because I'd hate to think he hated us. I'd hate to think it.
It'll go with everybody's best wishes, but I think there's two different things. There's Lee Wallace, the man and the employee, and Lee Wallace, the football player.
I think it's when Steven Gerrard comes out and says he's got better players in that position. I think that kind of tells you everything you need to know, from a footballing point of view. But like yourself, Ox, he's an absolute gentleman. He's a gent, I understand everything that Travel's saying about him, and what he's done for the Clive Stuck ways. I totally get all that. But unfortunately, football's a cutthroat game, and you have to be good. You have to be really good to get the jersey at Rangers, and you have to, when you get it, you have to make sure you keep it because of the competition that's available. And I just don't think Lee Wallace, unfortunately, figures in the manager's plans for that position.
We're a better club than that, Rudy. That's all.
I'm not saying we don't look after. We've looked.
The boy was the captain of the club. And
Travel, you're talking like you done it for.
Club was in.
Can I ask?
Wait a minute, Jimmy. Give me a wee second, please.
Sorry, pal.
You're talking Travel like you done it for nothing. You didn't do it for nothing. When our club was an absolute basket case of a club, and we were being ripped off left, right, and centre by all sorts of dodgy characters, he was still taking in a wage that the likes of us could only dream about. So he was. So it's not like he done it for nothing. He's been well recompensed for his career.
Nobody knows how much Lee Wallace get paid.
Well, he wasn't doing it for. Let's face it. He wasn't doing it for buttons. Travel, was he?
Well,
you know what I mean?
He
wasn't doing it for buttons, mate.
Taking away. Just remember that.
Aye, I remember all these things. I'm a supporter like yourself. I remember all that. But nostalgia doesn't come into it. Emotion comes into it. When you're supporting your club. But unfortunately, times move on, clubs move on. You get new players in, you get new management, and then that's what's happened to the club. New players have come in.
Can I come in there? You just hit it on the head there, Rudy. I'm going to ask you a question, right? Do you think Lee Wallace would have still been playing for Rangers, whether he was captain or no, if it had been a different manager who was in charge?
There's a possibility he might have been. I don't really know that, Jimmy. That's a kind of hard one to answer, in all honesty.
Me personally, I think he'd have still been a jail. If it hadn't been the man that he was up against. I just think, no disrespect to Mr. Murty, but it was never, he stepped in twice and to the breaches, I say. But for me, there's obviously something happened behind the scenes and that. I mean, like Travel Dog saying there, I love Lee Wallace. I thought he was a cracking player. Still is. But unfortunately for me, I don't think he's got anything more to offer Rangers because there's too many in front of him. But I just think that the management that was in place at the time, whether the right phrase is they spat out the dummy or no, I don't know. We obviously maybe he's been privy to what we said. I have heard stories that Kenny Miller instigated it and Lee Wallace got involved in it, and Kenny Miller was quite happy to leave Rangers. So, who is a real favourite Oxiers as far as I know, Kenny Miller. So he'd have been disappointed with that. But the fact of the matter is no comment. The fact of the matter is, I feel myself that if it had been a different manager in charge at the time, I think Lee Wallace would have still been there. I think it had been dealt with better. And unfortunate for him, he's no longer part of the plans for the manager we've got in place now. And to me, it's sad because for me, he stayed with us when they decided to slide us down to the 3rd division, and he remained there as the captain of Rangers. And I'd love to have seen him. Do you know something that Travel Rock said? That I'd love to see him take some part of this season, whether it's a Scottish Cup or whatever. And I'd like to say my own farewell to him if Rangers allow that, because I think he's been a great player for Rangers.
There's room for sentiment in professional sport, mate. You've got to go and win the game.
I'm a bit like with Travel. I think he's been a great servant to the club. The reason I said that he could go to somewhere like Dundee is the boy's been injured for 2 years. Rangers as a club are duty bound to get him back to some sort of fitness if they can. I think they've done that with closed door games, trying to get the boy right. His contract's up in the summer and it doesn't look as though it's going to be renewed. So going out on loan, he'll get his full wages, get a bit of football, and maybe show to people what he's still got, and he'll find a club in the summer. If he stays at Rangers and just sits there, I don't think it's going to help Lee Wallace. And I think for Lee Wallace's benefit, it would be better if he went out on loan.
And that's exactly, Fox, why I said it'd be best for Lee Wallace and the club. I think it was the best option for both, I think. I mean, it's obviously it's up to Lee Wallace if he wants to do that. Doesn't look like he is going to. Well, I'd be surprised if anything happened between now and Thursday. But if he wants to just stay at Rangers till his contract runs out at the end of the season, fair enough. He's quite within his rights to do that, you know. And I wouldn't begrudge him that. I certainly wouldn't. I would do the same thing myself.
But that's what we were saying there.
At what point of view, Fox? You know, for Wallace's sake, if he gets the opportunity to get football, he might as well take it, I think.
Aye, and it lets him find out if he can get back to somewhere near the sort of football that he had played before for us. Yeah. Aye, but he's got to give himself a chance. Rangers have got him basically fit again. Mm-hmm. And that's through his own hard work probably. But he needs to find out if he can still play at a very high level. And going on loan would help him, I think, more than him just sitting at Ibrox to the summer.
Can I follow that, Fox?
Yes.
I was just going to say that, unfortunately, the way things are right at this moment with our club, I think Lee Wallace would really struggle to get in front of Andy Halliday and Barisic, the way they're playing, and they're very recent form. And I think it's a sin. I've said this a lot of the time. If we any chance Lee Wallace, he must get some game time. He must get some game time. Sorry,
Bridge, man. See, Bridge, were you saying that? So I was saying, let's just pump Kyle Lafferty out the door as well, eh?
No, I'm not saying any of the kind. I'm saying if Lee Wallace...
The difference is where they're sitting, their contracts are sitting, mate. Lee's only got a few weeks to go, and Kyle got a year to go. We'll be joined by George. Evening, George.
How you doing, boys? You all right?
Right, George.
It was a good show tonight. Good discussion. It's good to hear. Good to hear Travel Rock sticking to his guns and sticking up for Lee Wallace. He's been solid in that in the last few years. Good on him. I'm not going about the Lee Wallace situation. That's not. I just thought give him his back up as well, because I think Lee Wallace has been a great servant. A lot of fans forget, and I can't what Rudy's saying. Rudy, you're bang on. I could only dream of getting that kind of money. What he's getting for playing in second and third divisions and that for Rangers. Guys like us would probably pay for to play in second and third division. Of course we would, but fans have got to remember the day when they played against Hibs in the first division, and there was rumours of him going to Nottingham Forest for £1 million, and he came out and you see him telling everybody, I'm not going anywhere, I'm here to stay with Rangers. And he stayed with Rangers. He's got us back to who we were. He's not had the greatest end to his thing, but I would like him to, my honest opinion, probably the more will be the last chance he could probably get to play with Rangers. I would like to see him getting a game tomorrow. Honestly, and that takes me on to my actual point I was saying. I think we've got to, again, everybody's saying play the strongest team you can possibly play, the more and things like that. But we've got a lot of hard games coming up. We've got the Sheep next week. We've got St Mirren on Saturday. The Sheep next week. I think we've got St Johnstone the following week. So we've got a lot of hard games coming up. So for me, I would play. Wouldn't play Tavernier tomorrow. I wouldn't play Barisic tomorrow. I wouldn't play Alfredo tomorrow. There'll be a few guys I would like. I Ken we've just came away from a winter break, but all the chances you can give these guys just to build up their strength and build up their energies for the next few games, I would give them as much chances as they possibly can. I wouldn't say play loads of young guys, and just we've got a big squad of guys who, for example, Andy Halliday could play at left back or play in midfield, and we've got a few different people that could play in different positions. I think we've got to manage your squad right for going into the next few games. I think Defoe should play them more. I think he should start them more. Davis should start them more. That's what I feel about it anyway.
All right, George. Some great points there. I'll let the Bridgeman come back in them.
Yeah, you know how I feel about that. Wallace, I thought, what can I say? I've got to take my hat off to him. He's been a smashing servant to us. And he was there when we're fighting through, what do you call it? Didn't even know if we had a team. And Eric, all of a sudden, he's with us. I don't think we had 11 first-team players, to be honest, in the first couple of games. We played quite a lot of youngsters. But, he was there with Bocanegra and the big fella, Croatian boy. What's his name? Can't remember his name now, the big centre-half.
Goran Goyan.
Goyan, that's him. So they stuck in and did the business, and then they faded away. And the only one that was left was, to all intents and purposes, Lee McCulloch and Lee Wallace. And seriously, I think he did a fantastic job for us, bringing us through, getting us up to the championship. And we kind of stumbled a wee bit. He got injured and we stumbled a wee bit. To be honest, I don't think he actually got himself fit again after the championship. I think, and that's what I say, is that we've been very unfortunate that way, his injuries. But if we have if our management have any intentions at all of playing Lee Wallace at any time during this run up to the end of the season and through the cup campaign, then they have to play him in game time, because you can't just put him out there and then think, oh my goodness, he's gone. He's got to get some minutes on the pitch, and the only time he could play, for instance, is like playing against Cowdenbeath or any other team like St Mirren on Saturday, something like that, whether we all think he's got a good chance of getting a wee bit of a game on, and the pace is a lot less.
The points that George made weren't just about Lee Wallace.
That's what I like to speak about.
No, he was in general. Yeah, George has said this all the time. As far as he's concerned, you've got to rest some players.
George was saying that you've got to rotate players, protect players.
That's correct. Yeah, but I have to say, I don't disagree with George, because a lot of folk would do that. My own personal feeling, I'm trying to think forward to, I've got a next game scenario in my head, and I would suggest for me to try and play the strongest team we can. And I know for a fact that the manager's not going to listen to what I'm going to say, and he'll play whoever he thinks is best, which could do something similar to what George is recommending. So I can see it happening. I'm no stupid, but if it was someone was asking me what my advice was, I would say to him, between now and the end of the season, every game you come up against, play your best team in the best format you've got.
Can you come trouble?
I just wanted to kind of counter, similar to what Bridgeman's saying there, but counter to what George is saying. There's a few things. I think we've struggled for consistency. We've not put a string of results together, and that's where I'd probably be a wee bit lax to go changing the team too much, because I know the managers, for me, has had a successful season so far, but has he got enough credit in the bank to come out where people could view a weakened team in the cup? I think we need to look at playing our strongest team throughout. And I kind of mentioned it earlier on, I just want to win something. And if that means that we need to play our strongest team in every cup game, no matter whether it's Cowdenbeath or it's Aberdeen or it's Kilmarnock or whoever we play, I want to see us playing our strongest team so that we can get through every round and get
Here,
us to do it in May.
Aye, yeah, here.
And one other thing that just with George saying that we've got hard games coming up. If he's talking about changing the teams, and I think everybody's got excited about having Defoe there and Stephen Davis. I think we've all kind of looked at it and went, are we going to get to go 3-5-2 here? Would we think that St Mirren at Ibrox is maybe the time to play that, try that formation if he's want to do it? Are we going to give ourselves the ability to try and change into that formation midway through a game? Is that something the manager should be thinking against St Mirren if he maybe wants to start with his strongest, but then it's not working? Because we've seen it at Ibrox where we can't break teams down. We should have the flexibility that we've got the players that we can do it now. Should be able to change a formation midway through a match to try and do something a wee bit different. So for me, George, I would like to see us just go out with our strongest team tomorrow, and that includes Barisic, that includes Katic and Tavernier. Get the strongest team and get a few goals, and then let's get 3 goals ahead, and then if we can get into that position, then let's try and save some players and save some legs. But for me, we try and be completely professional and go and win this game first of all.
I couldn't agree with you more, Trevor. That's exactly what I said. If you're 3-0 up by half time, that allows you to bring Defoe, Davis, and anybody else that you want to bring on. You know, if you want to take like Candace off, give him a wee bit of rest, take Kent off, you know, and bring Middleton on and stuff. I agree with you totally. I think you've got to win the game first before you start making big changes.
I think the point George is making, that he feels that some of the French players we don't particularly, they should be falling away good enough to beat Cowdenbeath. Is that right, George?
That's what I'm saying, Mark. See, for example, I heard somebody mentioning the wee winger boy. It's not being Fox. I think it was saying about Kresna. I say I don't know if he's fit, if he's not fit, but if Kresna's fit to play, he should be good enough to beat that team tomorrow. Now, see, when it comes to like St Mirren and all these teams, I think you play your strongest team all the time because you want to win every single. If we can't beat Cowdenbeath tomorrow, with guys that are on the fringe are thing where they shouldn't be at Rangers, and again that's easy to say, but that's my point. See if we play Flanagan tomorrow at right back and give Tav a rest, and he cocks up for a couple of goals, he should never be at Rangers. Now again, he's not the greatest right back or left back in the world, but he should still be able to play against guys who got beat at 1.5 of Clyde on Saturday. So that's my point. And then when you come to Saturday for the St Mirren game, you go gung-ho again and you get your full team in and you get your Ross McCrory's back in, you get your Defoe sitting back in the bench, Alfredo's back playing up front himself and things like that, and you go for that, and you see him for Wednesday night for the Mutton Molesters, you go into them again. So that's what I would do. You've got to beat that team tomorrow, no matter what. I don't care if Steven Gerrard can't put a second string team out tomorrow to beat them, and then they shouldn't beat Rangers, Ox.
Can I come in there, Ox?
Of course you can, Jeff.
Look what's happening down in England, George. You know, I know it's two different. No, but look at the amount of teams down there that have got knocked out. Premiership teams that have got knocked out the FA Cup by making 6 or 7 changes, right? And I'm not comparing us to any of the teams that get knocked out, but there's some big teams down there that get knocked out who they thought they could go out and make 5-6 changes, and they get beat by teams who we would class way below Rangers level. So, for me, we need to take care of game by game. For me, I would make a couple of changes that are necessary, and I would go for a full team. I would like to see McGregor in goal, but I think he'll play Fotheringham, and we know that McCrory's not going to be there. But I would definitely not play Defoe up front tomorrow. I would go for Fred 100%, and then if he's got a chance to play Defoe on Saturday against St Mirren, half and half, and the same tomorrow, half and half. We've got the Shaggers the Wednesday after that, so we can't be messing about with this 3-5-2. I was one of the man's on here shouting that I can't wait for Defoe and Davies to see them play against whoever, and we all fell on our arses, right? So let's play the same team, the same formation, tomorrow, Saturday, and Wednesday against the Shaggers. And never mind messing about with this 3-5-2 to accommodate Defoe and Davis. We know what Davis can do. He's been here before, played for the Teddy Bears before. We know what Defoe can do down south. But listen, he's 36. He's not got the same legs as me, Fred, at 22. So I can't see Fred being dropped tomorrow. If he's dropped tomorrow, I'd be really disappointed. So I think we need to stick with the 4-3-3 for now to whenever. Get rid of the 3-5-2, 4-4. Let's play what we're playing now and keep it going. That's my rant here.
So, but opinions.
I just say Defoe's only 34, Jimmy. He's not 36, mate.
I thought it was 36.
No, 34 he is.
You're going to watch me get your 34s, your 36s mixed up, Jimmy. That's getting a lot of bother.
Oh, definitely can.
Can I agree with Jimmy on that last statement he made? Keep it going.
I think that there's nobody unfit apart from obviously, and then you've got the suspension, so they might be looking at bookings. You might be looking at who's got a knock. Doesn't necessarily mean they're unfit, but they just maybe want to protect them. So all that comes into play.
Can I just jump in there? Jermaine Defoe is 37 on the 7th October. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Steve Davis, mate.
Sorry, pal.
You two can't make their mind up what they're talking about.
I mean, let's be honest, we've brought these two players here, both class players. Steve Davis will come into the Rangers side at some time. But with the Defoe situation, we know Lafferty isn't playing well. We've got to get Defoe up to speed. And it's these sorts of games here that will get him up to match speed. Alfie is Alfie. If he's sitting on the bench and we, for some reason, aren't doing well tomorrow night, he can change it at half time and bring Alfie on. Probably he'll get us through without any bother. But Jermaine Defoe's got to get a run out, Jimmy. And if you can't play him, you don't risk him, as you say, in Premier League games until he's match fit, where he can come on. But tomorrow night's a perfect example to give the guy a run out.
As a sub, bring him on second half in place of Fred. You've got to start with Fred tomorrow, or Fox, surely. He's my number one striker. I can't remember it was Travelrog said away at the start of the show. Like, Ali McCoy, super swally, like, super goal scorer, top goal scorer ever for Rangers. You play him in every game and you give him a rest maybe second half. For me, I wouldn't entertain Jermaine Defoe tomorrow unless he was coming on as a sub. That's nothing personal against Jermaine Defoe. I think he's a great signing, but I want to see Alfredo in the park tomorrow for the very start. And if he's going to be taken off second half after scoring a hat-trick, I'll be the same as every other Blue Nose. I'll be applauding him. But for me, I don't think we should start with Defoe. That's my opinion, Fox, and that's the way I feel about it. I just think that to go with Defoe tomorrow, what is he trying to prove? He's trying to prove he wants to be a Rangers player. But for me, Fred's already proved that. Keep him on the park for tomorrow.
Does anybody think there's any chance that the two of them will play?
Hope no.
I don't think they'll play, but as I said earlier, the manager will pick what the manager wants, obviously. And I'm hoping that he's realised his mistake in the Kelly game. We took the two of them on at the one time, who were obviously, to me, they obviously weren't 100% match fit. However, the manager's seen them a week now. You know, they've been there for a week, and they got a couple of bits of time against Livingston. So he may take his chance and give them some minutes. By the way, the players are that class, you'd think. Sorry?
I personally wouldn't, Bridge, but do you know, I've got a funny feeling he will, because
it wouldn't surprise me in the least. Yeah.
He more or less said, the postponed game, he was going to give the two of them a run out in that game, so he was. And I think he'll do the same thing tomorrow night. I think he will. I think he'll give them a fairly good run out tomorrow. I can see him actually starting with the two of them. I wouldn't do that personally, because I'm with Jimmy. I think you start your team, your best team, you get the goals by half time, hopefully, you've got it wrapped up, then you give them 45 minutes in the second half, you make some changes then. That's what I would do, personally. But I don't know, I've got a funny feeling he'll do it tomorrow. He'll use them tomorrow, I think.
Rudy, I think I would rather he puts somebody like Dallas on the bench.
Right,
and then if we get if we are in a position where
is he not going out on loan travel?
He's out on loan travel.
Has he already gone out?
He's at Morton.
He's at Morton.
All right, okay.
Call yourself a supporter.
All right. Well, all right. So then Atakai, that's why you mentioned Atakai earlier. A game like that, if you're cruising, I'd sooner have brought a young boy on than play a. I think we all know with Defoe all day for us. We all know he's going to score goals for us. He's already scored.
But it's getting a match. The thing, travel, isn't it?
Game time. So fair enough. If you want to start with the two of them, that's another option I never considered. So we're trying to be having Defoe, Candace, and Morelos all playing, or Kent and Defoe and Morelos. I don't know, but for me, I would be starting Morelos, and I'll get back to. I don't really want to change for the team that started us on Sunday and played so well. After the young boy McCrory. I'm with
you, Travel. I would, as I said, I think you've got to win the game first before you start making sort of major changes and bringing Davis and Defoe, and or starting with Davis and Defoe's big changes for me, So I totally agree with you. I'm with you, Travel. Yeah.
When you go then, no, it's not too
hard. I was just going to ask you a question on a slightly different subject. I saw a wee report about that Carlos Pena. Have you heard anything? Any of you guys heard it?
Has it, and nothing's been announced, and obviously it will be announced when maybe a game's finished. There's rumours going about that they've came to a deal to pay him up. Yeah.
Right.
Pay him off.
Yeah, get him paid off, man. Get him gone.
Would there be any chance that the Herrera guy would do the same with Herrera?
I think he's got a club, mate.
All right, cool.
He's on loan at a club, I think.
The sweet story I read in Follow, it said that he was in a clinic trying to recover from alcoholic poisoning or something like that, I think that's what he gets sacked for.
I'll pass you on to an alcoholic correspondent. Is that any truth in that, GFK?
Well, I couldn't answer that because I'm looking through this bottle of vodka here, so I don't know if I could answer that.
The reason I was asking is because would there be any chance that they wouldn't pay him? In other words, don't pay him up, just sack him. I don't know what they would do.
I don't think you can do that, Bridgeman.
No, okay.
So
it doesn't matter if it's a footback. Rudy, if it's a foot, doesn't matter if it's a football club or no. All the HR thing kicks in now, and I think that's why even Lee Wallace hasn't been sacked by Rangers, because there's a procedure you need to get through. So, as much as you'd like to see these players just thrown off the payroll, it's not going to happen.
No, but didn't we do it with other players? But did we know? Joey Barton, did we not get rid of Joey Barton?
But he brought that's nothing. I mean, what did Herrera? What did Pena do?
No.
I don't know. Rangers into just
no. I'm not saying they've done anything. I don't know what they've done. I'm just going by what I saw and read, and it said something about he gets sacked for his previous team for alcohol abuse or something like that.
Right. So,
and I don't know whether they were implying that Rangers maybe just get rid of him as well because of alcohol abuse.
If you go to your boss and you say to your boss, "Look, I've got a problem. I think I might be an alcoholic," what will your boss do to you?
That's a myth.
Put his arm around you and point you in the right direction, because that's what society does. So if he says he's got a problem with the bevy, they'll help him, and that's what you do. Whether you're a football player, millionaire, or just Jimmy Miller for Drumchapel, Knightswood, Partick, Yoker, that's where the pubs have been, in Drumchapel, Edinburgh. So, but all kidding aside, look, if the guy's got a drink problem, Rangers have to look to see that they're helping him, and that's fine by me. We don't like him as a player because he was rubbish, and so was Herrera. He's rubbish, I know, so unfortunately, just can't pay them off bridge.
I think the right way to go about it is to come to an agreement with him and his agent, and that's probably the best way for Rangers to go.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Agreement with him about paying him off, and you say, right, what's it going to take to get you off the books? That's the decent thing to do. That's the right way to go about it. I would never like to see anybody just booted out the door. Don't get me wrong, I've got no feelings towards him as a player. I think he's done nothing for us. And he's cost us big time. So he has. So But the proper way to go about it is to speak to him and his agent and say to him, okay, how much is it going to cost? And we come to an agreement about just paying him off, paying his contract off.
I don't think
they'll not pay him in one lump sum, mate. They'll just keep paying him. Carry on, Trav.
I don't think that Pena was a bad player. I just think the circumstances that we've had when he's here, the boys obviously got problems. I'm probably not the most sympathetic for that type of thing, where and I think people can be a bit too pushish about the whole thing. But I think we were
you would lose your job. You would lose your job if you failed a drink test, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely, aye.
Yeah.
And that's why
Seriously, Brad, you would?
Aye, there's zero tolerance when I'm at work. There's absolutely nothing. So I have very, very little sympathy for as a discipline thing. And unfortunately, the boys got a problem. I think it's maybe a bit harsh to say he was a bad player, because when he did score some goals for us, and he did show these wee glimpses of something special, but he obviously had real issues, and unfortunately we were the club that's had to carry probably most of the burden, paying him his wages, and probably and behind the scenes I bet there's a lot of shit going on, and it's a shame, it's unfortunate, and I think we have to move on. And what Ox is saying there, whether we just keep paying his contract and just see it through to the end and just put it down as being unlucky, and try and learn from it a wee bit. But and I think we have learned from it as a whole, as a club. But I think it was all part of just having to grow out of the shambles that we fell in.
I'll go to George Logan.
Years, so.
I'll go to George Logan. We had a mad 6 months, George, when Carlos. Pedro. I think I please was his name. I couldn't wait to get rid of him. You know, my thoughts had been in the door, you know. But
remember
George,
the bushes?
a mad 6 months, and hopefully the whole club's learned from it.
Aye, of course it is. Of course we have. I think the boy was probably a half decent football player in his time, and for us to spend that kind of money on an unknown player was just crazy. Ox. I mean, really, 2.3 million on a guy who we didn't know how he was going to settle into Britain. We didn't know how he was going to take to the Scottish weather and things like that. Absolutely crazy. I mean, Steven Gerrard could have got for his 2 million. I think we paid less for Big Goldson than we paid for Carlos Pena. And I think he's just scored a couple of goals for us, don't get me wrong, but I think I've seen him playing about 5 or 6 games for Rangers, and he was, for what I could see, it was just awful. And I mean, you could tell he wasn't fit, he didn't look fit, he didn't look interested, he didn't want to be here. So for me, the quicker he's away, the better. It's just another part of that chapter we all want to forget. There's certain chapters in the last few we all want to forget, for that one there. It was just a bad decision with the board, a bad decision with everybody involved in the club, to be honest, to have that guy even with the Rangers jersey, to be honest. But for to put the person in charge who brought him to the club was just terrible as well. So it's just something we'd want to all forget, if we're honest about it. Ken, we're talking about a game tomorrow against Cowdenbeath. I'd be happy to talk about Cowdenbeath all night instead of talking about that guy, because he was just a shambles, that guy. And the guy I brought up the club was just a shambles as well.
But George, the board's got to take responsibility for that, because they knew he had a problem. The Mexico manager at the time actually said, this boy's a good player, but he's got huge problems. And
of course
Gone to there with Rangers, gone with Caixinha to Rangers. Hopefully Caixinha will get him back on the straight and narrow again. Well, he never did, but the club knew that this guy had serious problems before they brought him in. And to spend 2.3 million on him, well, they've got to look at themselves, George. They really have.
The thing is, Rudy, I mean, of course they have you're bang on. I mean, that was just crazy. I mean, the two things the board have done wrong is bringing Caixinha and bringing Mark Allen after they bring in Caixinha. Okay, that's just, you just didn't do that. Like, and that's something they've got to put their hands up to. But you can also see when you read it between the lines and you talk to guys and what they thought. I mean, they thought they were bringing in a £2.5 million player, and he was going to come out here and be a world beater. And he was going to go and be a £5 or £6 million player in a couple of years' time. They thought they were gambling on this, and they have gambled and they've lost. It was just everything about it was a bad call with the board, and with everybody for to bring in that. I can't even say the guy's name, Rudy, and that's what Oxy's famous for. Is you've got to Google his name. He shouldn't be the Rangers manager, and I did never want the guy to be the Rangers manager. And for to bring in him, and then they bring in Herrera, we bring in a couple of other guys, you just think to yourself, what's actually going on? And to be fair, I mean, he's brought in Morelos and Candeias, who's worked out not too bad for us, to be fair, Kim. I mean, apart from that, it's just a bad chapter in our history yet again, isn't it?
Aye, 100%, George. I agree with you. It's best forgotten, really, isn't it? As long as they don't forget about the mistakes that they made and they don't make the mistakes, which they won't. Go to learn from them, exactly. That's it, Ox. Got to learn from them, move on now. And I don't believe the mistakes will happen again, because I believe in Mark Allen there. Occasionally we'll bring somebody in that might not work out, but they mistakes, as George said, they go at a wrong way round about. Mark Allen should have come in before the new manager came in. That's what
listen, Rudy, you'll bring players in, they'll not fit into the dressing room, they'll not fit into the system, they'll not like the manager, they'll get injured. That's football.
That's right.
But to bring a player in like that, with the baggage, I mean, Glasgow's not got any pubs in it, you know what I mean?
Exactly, mate. Yeah, I agree
that's
with
the thing you talk about. I mean, there's last January, you're talking about the guys they're bringing on, Sean Goss, and that was January he came in, Sean Goss, and the year before that we got the boy on loan for Arsenal, John Terrell, I think it was the year before that, in January we got him on loan. I mean, we're talking here tonight, and again, Jimmy's saying he's 36-year-old, Jermaine Defoe and Steve Davis. We've went to that next level, Rudy, haven't we, Ken? We've went to that next level. We can see progress now. I certainly can see progress. We're talking the now. Should we play Scott Arfield?
Don't mention progress on here.
Should we play Scott Arfield near midfield more, or should we play Stephen Davis? Should we play our young 21-year-old striker that's getting touted for 14 million? Or should we play a guy that scored goals in every league he's ever played in? A lot of goals in every league he's ever played in. So we're moving on to that next thing. And like you're saying, we're not going to forget where we've came from, what we've done and what the board have done wrong and that. But we're doing a lot of things right now. So it's that word again, Ox, I'm not allowed to mention. It's good that we're doing good at that.
We're getting better, George.
Well said, George. Yeah, I agree with you.
Well said indeed. Well said indeed.
Yeah, well said, mate.
I never forget it, George. Never forget it. Spent days outside Ibrox. Days. And through the bad times. Been there. Terrible times. Terrible times. Look where we are now.
See, we brought in Sean Goss last year. I actually thought that was progress for what we had brought in the year
Absolutely.
before.
I thought he was not a bad player, actually.
I know. We're bringing in Steve Davis. We're bringing in Jermaine Defoe and that. So we're getting there. We're slowly but surely getting there. So fingers crossed we're doing well. We're doing like crossing, but we're doing well. Like,
what's happened to Sean Goss? I'm going to Google him. They made the comeback, bros, didn't they?
Well, did you see that story about the young American guy that was with us on trial, and he left us and said he was going to sign for Celtic, and apparently he's knocked them back as well. He walked out on them.
Is it not something to do with a work permit, Bridge?
No, I don't know that the young lad that we are signing, we've agreed a deal with him. He's over in France getting his work permit.
I thought the other one as well had problems.
Is it Gutman you call him?
I thought he had problems with the work permit or something.
Well, I know he went away. He was apparently signed with Celtic, and that was it. And he's apparently never been seen since. So whether maybe he's just away trying to get a work permit, or maybe he's just walked out on them. We don't know. Mysteries.
Well, if you get a new employer, would you do some studying about them?
Yeah, and when you found something that
maybe if he's coming in as a young player, he might get a fright,
It might just be as simple as what Rudy says. Maybe he's away trying to get a shift or get his work permit sorted out. Maybe it's something as simple as that.
Sean Goss, it looks as if Sean Goss is out again. He's not played since he left us, according to his Wikipedia page.
Wow. Right, well. Hope he's not still in our books.
Right, Fox, how do you see it going tomorrow night?
A comfortable win. Don't see it being anything else. I think we'll win with 4+. 4 goals for Jermaine Defoe, mate.
Well done, Fox.
Rich?
Look, I'm going to stick with the 1-0. Nah, I think we'll mollocate that team tomorrow night. We should mollocate that team tomorrow night and probably go on and pump them. Should be 4 or 5-0. But any victory at all just get us through the next round, to be honest. But I'd like to see us turn on the style. If we can put 3 past the Livingston, then we should be able to put a wee bit more past the Cowdenbeath.
All right, Rudy Bear?
I'd be happy with a 3-0 Ox. Aye, 3-0 by half time, and then make some changes and get some minutes into Davis and Defoe.
Travel?
I'll go for 4 as well. I'll stick with Foxy. Slight agreement with him, but I'll have 3 for Alfredo and then a penalty in the last minute. We'll bring Leo in for a phone song.
Well said, mate.
So who's going to score the 4th goal then? Jimmy?
I'm going for 6, maybe 7. Hat trick in the first half for Fredo. And
Jimmy.
substituted the second half by Jermaine Defoe to score another hat trick.
Oh,
And if they want to
pal.
bring Lee Wallace on in the last minute to score a penalty to make it 7-0, I'm happy with that.
George, I know you're no light for predictions, but I think you're fancying a comfortable win tomorrow night.
Aye, definitely a comfortable win. A good 1-0 tomorrow, Damie. Listen, Ox, that's what I was saying earlier about when I'm talking about making changes and things like that. And again, I see what Jimmy's saying about doing south, and these teams are getting slipping up with bringing in. I'm talking about bringing in Jermaine Defoe. I'm talking about bringing in Steve Davis, Koulibaly probably for Ross McCrory. It's not got to be playing. Andy Halley going back in at left back just to give Barisic the chance of not getting injured on that park. That's what I'm talking about. So I see us making 5 changes and more and still having a good, comfortable win, going to the next round and start kicking on for the season. That's where I see us going the more knocks.
All right. Okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. I think the most interesting thing for us tomorrow night will be the team that the manager picks, GFK.
Aye, definitely. I'm a wee bit shocked. Something just popped up. £4.2 million West Ham have offered for John Fleck. Oh. Aye, right. I can't believe that. I just come up
He's
with
not still with us, is he? He's not still with us, is he?
No.
United.
Just come up there. Just popped up on that. Well, it'll depend, obviously, who the manager picks tomorrow. You know my feelings on. I'd go for the strongest 11 that he's got available. And for me, I wouldn't make much of a change. I can still see a massive victory tomorrow. So let's not underestimate them by playing a half a team. We know we've got a good pool of players, but let's go there tomorrow night and just, in Bridges' words, mollocate them. Batter them off the park. 7-8-0 would do me, but I'd be really, really disappointed if we only win 1, 2 or 3 tomorrow, I'll be quite honest. Really disappointed. So I think a team like Cowdenbeath should be hammered by a team like Rangers. So I'm still going for 6 or 7, guys.
Yeah, GFK. Yeah.
I also, Ox, I'm looking for one of your former players to give us a wee turn tomorrow night as well. I'm hoping Michael O'Halloran can score the winner tomorrow night.
Well, would he celebrate, Travel Rock?
Would I celebrate?
Well, would he?
No, he wouldn't be. That would give a smack.
I mean, we're talking about some of the stuff that's happened in the last few years, but there you go. Remember that?
Don't get Bridgman started.
Number 29, eh? Number 29. Money well spent.
And who thought he would be a good fit for the club?
Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow.
Well,
here we are. Hey,
you're the
but
one
here
in
we
the
are.
bank
Sir
box.
Johnson, there's a £500,000 as a wee present.
So you
Send the
said
guy
something?
down, I'll fit this shirt.
Rossiter might not be a bad. That might not be a decent, too bad an option for Rossiter going to St Johnson. He'd maybe do all right there.
Aye, Rossiter. It's all about getting Rossiter games. Personally, for me, League One in England. Then he's playing at a level, a reasonable level to start off with.
Aye, but if he was to stay in Scotland, I don't think that St Johnson would be too bad a fit for him. I think he would. He'd maybe do all right there. They played some decent football, St Johnson. They're no cluggers away. We're talking about Motherwell.
Oh. Not at all. Something's mentioned on the goalkeepers earlier on at the start of the show. Fod's coming in. What's the panel's view on that? Just quickly. I know some people have mentioned Fod's coming in. Me, I think it's a good idea. George?
I think he could be away on Thursday, so I don't think he'll play them, to be honest.
Oh, there's a bit of logic in that also, mate, when you think about it. I get your commentary there, mate. That's a good point. JFK?
McGregor for me. Fod's off.
All right, I don't know who's doing the flitting, but can you unflit? Travel
I personally, I would keep McGregor in, but that's no to say that if he plays Fotheringham, I wouldn't be too annoyed about it. The guy's been a very good professional. He's no moaned. He's not been another one that's caused any trouble for losing his place. And when he has been asked to play, he's not let us down. So best of luck to Wes, no matter what happens, whether he plays tomorrow, whether he moves it on loan, whether he stays. But I've been impressed with the way the guys handled the recent situation. So good luck to him.
Fox?
No fears if Wes goes and goals tomorrow. I quite like him as a goalkeeper. He's not got the quality of Alan McGregor, but still a decent keeper, mate.
Mm-hmm. What's your thinking, Bridge?
Yeah, I've got no objections at all to Wes coming in. I can't disagree with what Travel was saying. Go back to what we were saying a wee bit earlier. For me, if the manager's going to play, I would suggest the manager would be playing his strongest team. However, we don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised, and I've got no fears at all about West coming in. It's not shouldn't be a big difficulty for him. He's come in cup games before and did quite well. He played in the friendly, played quite well. So, no problems at all.
I picked him for my team, Ox. I put him in my team. I think he will play tomorrow. I don't have any qualms about playing him tomorrow.
What about the point that George made that he might be moving on?
Well, if he moves on, he moves on. Aye, fair play to him, you know. But he's never really let us down too badly. I don't think at all, really, since he's, whenever he's come in and played, he's played well, pulled some good saves off. I think he's upped his game a wee bit since Alan McGregor's arrived. I mean, you're going to have McGregor in all day long. He's always going to be your number one. But I think Wes has upped his game a wee bit. Any time he's had the opportunity, he's played well. So he has. So I wouldn't have any problems. That's why I put him in my team for tomorrow night. I'd have him in there tomorrow if he's still here.
Anybody looking for any news tomorrow on the transfer front? In and outs? Fox?
Unless a deal's done for Kamara, that's the only one I can see, unless we get a surprise. Going out, I think definitely Jordan Rossiter will definitely go out. Whereas people are tending to think that he'll go, I'm not so sure about that. I don't see anything else happening.
Bridgman?
Yeah, I agree with Fox. I don't see anything happening. To be perfectly honest with you, the Kamara one might happen. Personally speaking, I just hope it doesn't. I'd rather the guy just stayed where he is and got the rest of his season done, and we pick up for there. It's just controversy all the way around for me for the Rangers. I'd rather they went controversial.
Rudy?
Well, I think the American boy might be announced soon, next day or so. Stevie Gerrard said in his presser, the boy's in France now, sorting his work permit out. So that'll be something we'll hear about in the next sort of 24 to 48 hours. Jordan Ross out on loan, I think that's a definite, actually. I think by Thursday he'll be out on loan, which is really good for the boy. The boy needs to get out and get some serious football time. I don't see much more that happening. I don't think the Dundee thing will happen. I don't see that boy coming in. I think he'll be there till the end of the season. So I think that's pretty much it, really. I don't think we'll see anything that will kind of take us by surprise, really.
JFK?
I think young Rossiter will go, and I think he'll go to Dundee, and I think we'll end up bringing Kamara in as part of that deal. That's just, and the young boy for America, he'll definitely be here by Thursday. Apart from that, I don't see any move. There's a possibility Ford might go, but I don't know if that will happen. But definitely, I think young Rossiter's free off. Hope he doesn't go to Dundee. Hope he goes down south, but that's what I think.
George?
Ox.
Yes, mate.
I think we just the quicker we get to Thursday night, Friday morning, the better, because there's probably some English clubs that have got money burning a wee bit of a hole in their pocket. So your Cardiff, Huddersfield, maybe even West Ham, if that Arnautovic moves on, I don't want them to be coming anywhere near Alfredo, because they've got the money where they could come in and just throw 15 million quid on the table, and that would maybe be too much for us to refuse. So I don't particularly like to see Alfredo going anywhere. But whilst there's a chance, there's some of the clubs there that have got the money and they could quite easily just come in and throw it on the table and make it really a big difficult decision for us.
That's a good point, Trevor.
There was I think somewhere a rumour the day about a Turkish club, but I'm no so concerned about that, because I don't know if they've got the money. But certainly the English clubs which are struggling at the bottom of the league would be quite happy to come and just take a punt on Alfredo, and that worries me.
Funny, if I was Spurs, I might have took a punt on them just because of where they are. And
yeah, I see Spurs. I know that's another good shout, but I don't know what the story is with them. They're just no spending money at all. But
I would
as
have
soon as I
took a
seen
punt.
Kane was doing that, that was my first thought, and it's
I think
mad to
Kane
think
and
that,
Dele
eh?
Alli. Kane and Dele Alli are out, aren't they? Both of them, I think.
There was a wee comment on Sky Sports debate the other night there, and it was Danny Murphy, I think, said, I bet Pochettino wish he did now went in for Defoe.
There you go.
There you go.
Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time in the evening, Bridgeman.
Well, what can I say? It's been a marvellous night again. Great discussions, and well done to everybody. Tremendous stuff. Sorry, my memory let me down for a wee while there, and Skipper looked after me, got me refreshed. So thank you very much, Skipper. But to other Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us, please keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.